Hello everyone, welcome to Ilian in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Jacob. Jacob is from Devon in England, in the UK. So let's see what Jacob has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Jacob, how are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Thanks for having me on. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
No worries. No worries at all.
I'm gonna ask you to look at the camera looking down like this.
Yes. So of course, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
Great.
tell me, how's your weekend going so far?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, yeah. I've not done a great deal. I was just we've got this tree out the back, so I've been helping my dad chop that down. But yeah, nothing too special. Yeah. Doesn't not feeling like Christmas quite yet. Around here. It's still very mundane and boring, but yeah. Yeah, not too bad. How about yourself?
Very
How's
good.
your
I
week?
love those days. I love this, weekends where it's crispy, this, autumn, proper autumn day where it's sunny,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
not too cold, not too warm. It's kind of a mix of it. I love it.
Amazing.
So tell me, talk about Christmas. Tell me what you like the most about Christmas.
It's got to be Christmas sandwiches, Christmas dinner sandwiches. Yeah. I've made them my personality this year. Yeah, I can't get enough of them. But yeah, January 1st, maybe gonna have to start a diet because of yeah, yeah. What about
Tell,
you? What's your
tell
favorite time of Christmas? But what's your favorite
Christmas.
bit about Christmas?
Do you know what I like most about Christmas? I like the season, like before the day, like for the whole December when people they are getting ready. Yesterday I went to the supermarket. I saw those, families bring the Christmas tree on their shoulders, and I'm like, oh my God, so amazing to see people getting ready. That's what I like. Of course, I like the day as well, which is amazing just to stay, cozy with family, friends, and loved ones. However, I think the whole preparation, that's what I like the most about this Christmas season. Yeah. Amazing.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me where you're from, Jacob.
So I'm from Devon in the UK.
Uh-huh.
Um, Kind of live in the sticks out in the middle of nowhere. And nearest city is like Exeter, which
Okay.
is it's pretty much a small town with a cathedral. So technically a city, but it's yeah, not a lot going on. But it's a nice place, countryside, you know,
Uh-huh.
fields, surrounding us. So yeah, I'm really in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
And Devon is the place where you're born and raised.
I was born in Hertfordshire, so nearish Essex.
Uh-huh.
Um, Thankfully, my parents got me out, moved me to Devon, so I don't have an Essex accent. As some of my friends, I'm only joking. Some of our family friends have Essex accents, and I don't have one of those. But yeah, so yeah, pretty much born and raised in Devon. But yeah.
And if I would come to Devon for the very first time, tell me a place or a place where I should visit. I can miss it. Somewhere I should go, to say, okay, I'm in Devon now.
I think we've got a lot of like reservoirs and lovely tours, so they're kind of like rock formations. So I'd say like Fernworthy Reservoir, beautiful place, um, and maybe like Hound Tour. That's a very special one as well. Yeah.
Uh, Jacob, let's start the interview talking about your career as a musician. So tell me how everything started.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been sort of in love with music for as long as I can remember. I think mainly due to my dad, and my mum as well. They got me into music, started me off on bands like the Kooks when I was about 4 years old. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so they've been, heavily influenced sort of my what I listen to, I guess. Yeah. Um, and yeah, started playing the guitar in school quite young. And I feel like I've progressed probably the slowest out of anyone I know, like in terms of guitar playing. Um, but yeah, it's great fun, and I always feel slightly guilty because I know that I could be doing more to further my my guitar education. But I think yeah, I'm quite content at where I am with it. I can play and sing and
Amazing.
keep time, so that's that's all I really need, I suppose. Yeah.
And do you have some gigs that you play like some weekends? Sometimes you go different places. How does it work your schedule?
Yeah, so I'm actually it's not like a full-time thing for me. I suppose you could say it's more of a side hustle or a hobby maybe even.
Huh?
I have got a gig coming up on the 19th at a lovely little wine bar in Cornwall called Rafferty's.
Wow.
Um, and it's just the best place for a gig. I mean, I've played places as like another place I really love to play is Coolings in Exeter. That's like a
Okay.
nice kind of trendy uh, cocktail bar. They do a lot of sort of gay nights and stuff there. But yeah, Rafferty's in Cornwall, lovely, lovely bar. It's like the smallest little. It's really quaint and like small and lovely. But you get in there, you go in there on a Friday night, and it just gets packed. Everyone's absolutely shit-faced. And it's just a great time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Going there, playing a gig there, and my girlfriend's coming along. So yeah, hopefully
Oh,
everyone's gonna get merry, as they say. Yeah,
oh my God, amazing.
yeah.
Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Okay.
But before we start our journey, Willie the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Oh, okay. Well, I say like that. I suppose the thing that maybe people don't know about me from TikTok or YouTube or whatever is that I am also a wedding videographer. So I'm a filmmaker as well. That's my day job, I suppose you could say.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's my other passion, I suppose, is cinema and film. And I went to film school actually. I didn't go to study music. It was a toss up because I love music and film, but yeah, I'm massively, massively into film. That's kind of my other rival passion, really.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Amazing. Great. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
absolutely.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, amazing.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay, no worries.
Amazing. Right, tell me, what is the best first date you ever been on?
Best first date I've ever been on. Oh, that's a good one. My girlfriend's going to kill me if I don't say our first date. It was very impromptu. Um, it's quite a funny story. We met through Hinge,
Okay.
unfortunately, on the apps. We were talking on Hinge, and I'd kind of been talking to this other girl as well, so I was kind of feeling like pick a lane almost. So I said to my current girlfriend, "Oh, I'm really sorry. Look, I've been talking to the person. It's looking like it's going to get quite serious. So unfortunately, I really did want to meet you, but
Oh my
unfortunately,
God.
I'm gonna have to delete the apps." And she was like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know. No worries." And that was that. A week later, I was broken up with her. The girl called it off, and I was feeling a bit sorry for myself. And I think it was my sister who just said, "Why don't you just get back in touch with Rachel? Why don't you get back in touch with her?" And I was like,
Oh,
it's a bit cheeky, but maybe she'd be all right with it. And I sort of said, please feel free to tell me where to go if if I'm being out of order. But she was like, no, that's really nice. I'm happy to meet. So we met on a Friday, I think it was Friday night. Met for an hour just at Bootlegger in Exeter, which is a really trendy sort of jazz cocktail bar.
oh,
And yeah, instantly we kind of hit it off. I think we we have the same sort of sarcastic sense of humor. So I think at first we weren't really sure if we liked each other or we hated each other. But but I found her really funny, and yeah, it was just a really good laugh. And then we had uh, several more more interesting maybe dates. But yeah, that was the first one. I think it's quite
oh
nice
my
story.
God.
Yeah.
I love this story. I love this story. And actually, I love the fact that somehow she said, "Oh, you know what? Why not?" I think
I
it's
know, I know. I was, I'm so grateful that she did.
absolutely. I think her ego was very worked. Her ego
Yeah,
was okay because some people they'll take that as their ego wouldn't be able to deal with that.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think it's amazing. I love this story. I think it's sometimes it's just life talking to you. Imagine if she said no, okay, I don't want that anymore, and suddenly maybe she
Exactly.
would miss like having a love story, meet someone that she could connect with and have a great. I love this story. I think it's amazing. Okay, so your girlfriend, she's watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, hi Rachel. Thanks for watching, and I hope I haven't said anything untoward or anything that you don't like. But I think I've been pretty nice about her, right? I think I've been.
Yes, absolutely.
I've painted her in a good enough light. Yeah.
Oh, sweet, very sweet. Next question, let's do it. Okay, Jacob from Devon in England. Right, if I would ask your best friend right now to define yourself in a positive word and a negative word only, what your best friend would say about you?
My best friend would probably say positive word, positive word. I think creative. I think they'd
Mhm.
probably say creative. Um, Negative. I'm not pausing because I think there are just a lot. I think he'd be willing to say several words. Um, he'd probably say uh that I enjoy a drink maybe a little bit too much. He probably wouldn't word it quite as nice. I think he'd probably just say you're an alkie. But yeah, something
Okay.
like that, something along those lines. I'm not. I enjoy a drink, but I yeah. I think he'd probably say that. A bad influence, maybe that's a better phrase. Yeah. Not a great influence. Yeah.
You just made me learn a new word, alki. I never learned it. I never heard it before. A little bit alki. I love
Welcome
it.
to UK slang.
Right. So tell me, saying that, what's the biggest joy of being Jacob? What do you like the most about being you?
What do I like most about me? I think yeah, I think like creativity. I think
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's what I enjoy the most. I enjoy that I yeah, I can be creative in like in different ways, with my
Mhm.
filmmaking and with music. I think it's like very therapeutic for me. I think I use it as kind of that is very much my therapy, whether that be
I love it.
listening or watching films or, or making something, making a song or making a film.
Oh,
Yeah,
I totally agree. I think it's a therapy for sure. When you do something with passion, with love, it brings the best of you for sure.
definitely.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, so before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being a filmmaker? What do you like the most about your career?
I think in terms of wedding videography, it's just like being there on someone's wedding day. It's like the happiest day of their lives, and it's impossible to be unhappy filming a wedding.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
not possible to be okay. Maybe you get the odd bridezilla, maybe, or things maybe don't go to plan sometimes, but on the whole, 90% of the time, everyone is in the best mood that they will ever be in. All of
Wow.
the guests and everyone, and you can't help but be in a great mood. So I think that's what sort of drives me, filming all day. It can be tiring, but it almost doesn't hit you until you get home because
Wow.
you're so in the moment, you're so like full
For
of like
sure.
energy because everyone else is. So I think that's the best thing about it is you really don't get sick of it, I think. I mean, I haven't been doing it that long, so maybe someone who's been doing it for 20 years would disagree with me, but I think for me, um, I tend to get maybe sick of things quite easily. So yeah, when I shot my first wedding, I was like, wow, this is great, and I
Wow.
know it's something that I will be able to do for a long time. So yeah.
And for example, when someone hire your job, your work for for the day for the wedding, do you have like a plan already, or do you somehow you talk to them and you organize together? How does work yours? Like say your plan for the day for the big day.
Yeah, so I mean, it's fairly standard, I suppose, like the run of
Mhm.
things. Obviously, bridal prep in the morning, and then obviously you've got the ceremony usually after that. Then you've got the dinner, and then the speeches sort of normally after the dinner. So
Uh-huh.
it's a fairly like structured day, obviously. I think timings change drastically.
Yeah.
And I think and not as like not even intentionally. I think people just get lost in the day, and obviously things aren't going to be perfect. And I think that's what's so special about it. It's those little moments uh, where things maybe do go wrong, but in a really sweet way. I had one of the actually the first wedding I shot. Um, the bride had just finished her vows in the ceremony and went to kiss the groom. And she kind of like looked back in horror and she was like, "Oh my God, are we not meant to yet? Are we not meant to?" And everyone just fell about laughing. It was like really sweet, really cute. Like
Oh, oh,
I think the registrar just went, "No, it's your wedding. You can do what you want."
oh, sweet. Great. Next question is, what was your worst foot in mouth moment?
Worse, sorry.
Foot in mouth moment. You know those oops moment, like word foot in
Oh,
mouth.
okay, right, okay. I see. My worst moment. There's a lot. I mean, I suppose, yeah, embarrassment is a big thing for me. I think I'm quite clumsy,
Uh-huh.
and I sometimes don't think things through as much as I should. I suppose if we're talking career-wise, I think I I tripped down the aisle and almost
Mm.
fell and broke the camera and also ruined the bride walking down the aisle. But I
Oh,
didn't. But I could see myself doing something like that and it being a worse situation. But stuff like that, I think anything in public, I'm awful. I'm awful at I've gotten so bad with getting up on stage. I think I've
right.
been so sort of anxious and I'm so worried about. It's really sad. I never used to be like that, but as getting older, you really you sort of care more and get more anxious and yeah. I suppose that sort of thing. There's been a lot of public humiliation. I won't delve too far into it, but yeah. I think
I'm,
that's one of them. Yeah.
I'm just putting myself in your shoes on those wedding days when, imagine the pressure for you as well, because it's a perfect moment. You need to make
Yeah.
sure that you not just doing the best, shoots or everything to be perfect. However, it's the whole situation, it's the whole moment because they're
Yeah.
celebrating a unique moment in their lives, and you need to be ready for it. You need to make sure that everything is gonna go the way they wanted. And of course,
Yeah.
sometimes just happen those things, and which makes even more like exciting the situation and interesting. But overall, for sure, your shoulders must be like somehow, a lot on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. There's definitely like I feel a lot of responsibility, which is a good thing. I want them. I want it to be, perfect. If like I'm a perfectionist, but I know striving for something that maybe I'll never sort of reach, but I do want it to be a great video. I want them to love it. So. It's yeah, you do feel a lot of responsibility, but I think as you say, that's kind of one of the good things, right? It
Yeah,
gives you
yeah,
that adrenaline rush and
totally
um yeah, yeah, it's good.
amazing. Next question, let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age that would be and why?
What age would I be and why? That's good. I'm actually really enjoying being 23, actually. I think it was a nice age. I really liked the final year of school.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that as well. But yeah, like 23, I think it's a good age. I think
Yeah.
I, I'm at the age now where my like career's kind of starting to take off, and there's a lot of hope and a lot of like things to look forward to.
Uh,
But I am at the legal drinking age and above other things and stuff. So I guess yeah, it's a nice age, I suppose. Yeah, yeah.
I know you're I know you're very young, but for you, when you think about aging, yeah, it's something that bothers you or you just see as a matter of life.
I think um I think it bothers everyone at one point or another.
Hmm?
I think it definitely has. We all get a bit existential, but yeah, I think yeah, I suppose I'm at quite a young age, and
Uh-huh.
maybe when I hit 25, I'll feel differently, I'll be closer to 30 than I am to 20, but yeah, I suppose no, it doesn't really. I don't really think about it too much, which I suppose is the way to be,
I see.
actually.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
What's the meaning of life for me?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Meaning of life. I personally, I think it's quite um therapeutic for me. I think I'm quite. I'd say I'm an atheist. I don't know. I'm quite like I'd say maybe agnostic, but I'm
Okay.
quite atheistic, and I think it's quite comforting that there is no meaning of life, or for me anyway.
Mm.
It's kind of all about kindness and empathy and striving to be like the best that you can be, because there is no. I don't think there is a point to life, and for me that's comforting. For other people it's really scary, but for me it's. I think it's quite comforting to believe that there is nothing. That's just me though. I think it's great. I think, believing in anything, whether that be, that there is no
Mhm.
purpose, so we should just try and have a good time, we should try and be nice to each other, or there is a greater purpose, and, that's why we're here. At the end of the
Totally.
day, I think all of those beliefs are, you know, when it boils down to it, it's just leading a good life, leading a happy and
Yeah.
empathetic life. So yeah, I suppose that's in a roundabout way. That's my answer. Yeah.
I love your answer. I love it. It makes all sense. I think, meaning of it just for you to be kind and be a better person every day, learning, sharing, teaching. I think that all of that it doesn't need to be connected with a religious thing. You can do so many things,
No,
just with that's what we believe, how you feel that is good for you and for others around you. That's how I see it.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, I agree.
Next question. Let's do it. Okay, so before the next question, tell me three names of three artists in the music industry that for you always been a big inspiration.
Okay, I would say Dan Sells
Hmm.
he's the front man of The Feeling. And he also wrote a musical called Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which is about a teenage drag queen. And he is just, I mean, my parents got me into The Feeling when I was quite young, and I think the musical came out when I was in school, so I obviously loved that at the time as well. Um, but he's just lyrically and musically, I think he's kind of like the second coming of Freddie Mercury. I think that
Oh,
the
wow.
band they're very influenced by Queen, but I love them. They're just one of those bands that keeps on going. They've been going since 2004-ish.
Wow.
They're still releasing music. They're never slowing down, sort of thing. And he's always doing new and exciting things. So I think him for sure. Um, I'd say I'd have to say Vaden Todd Lewis, who is the front man of my favorite band in the world. It's called the Toadies. They're
Okay.
just kind of like a really cool. Again, they've been around since the 90s. They're a 90s grunge band, never slowed down. They're working on an album now. So I think that's really inspiring to see these musicians who are still going strong with like the same band members, or so maybe a same band member, or but yeah, still going strong and still writing stuff under that sort of same name, like 30 years later.
Wow.
Um, and lastly, I don't know. I'd probably have to say, uh, it's an artist I really love. I probably have to say someone like Luke Pritchard from the Kooks. Again, just like a front man that I love his lyrics and I love his music, and I think I'm probably blinded by nostalgia as well because I grew up loving the Kooks. But I suppose that's, that is your influences, right? You listen to stuff when you're younger, and that's what you sort of soak in, and that becomes what you kind of write, I suppose. Yeah.
Amazing. So now the question gonna be a bit difficult for you. One day you're gonna wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone from those three you just mentioned right now.
Okay.
Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message? I call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, just ignore them for now.
Oh wow, nice. Good question. I if I
They're
could,
watching, okay? By the way, they're watching this interview, okay?
yeah, yeah. I have to pick carefully. I'd have to say I probably call I probably call Dan Sales back. I think just because he's kind of like been the hero of mine. You know, like I've listened to him since I can remember. You know, like that was the first band I remember. So I think I probably have to call him back. Um,
Uh-huh.
probably text back Vaden. Probably text back Vaden and make up an excuse. I'd say, oh well, you were in America, so I missed your call because it's the time zones are different. And then unfortunately, Luke Pritchard, I probably have to bin off. Yeah, probably have
Oh,
to.
I know staff in a put this spot. I understand. They will understand for sure when they watch
I
this
think
interview.
he'd understand. I
They
think he'd
will,
understand.
for sure. Okay, next question for you is, if you could make up a new school subject, what that would be and why?
A new school subject. Wow. Um, that's really interesting. I think, like for me, obviously around the school, around the world, I think there probably is like film courses and stuff. But for me, I didn't have a filmmaking, creative filmmaking thing in school. I didn't have that outlet in
Wow.
school, and I've always loved making films. And I had friends who, wanted to make films. And I think it's bizarre that, there are photography, courses, throughout
Mhm.
school in like sort of year nine. You can take up photography, and I think with film, yeah, maybe there's like film studies and stuff, but a real sort of creative filmmaking subject would have been
Like,
absolutely perfect for me. I'm sure there are, and I'm sure there are people doing film for GCSE, but for me, that wasn't an option at my school. So I think definitely that, yeah.
you're so right, actually, saying that, because I just picture myself back in Brazil, at school, and I think there are some subjects which they are essential, of course, about learning. However, if they would have something to introduce to arts somehow like this,
Definitely.
somehow you could, okay, maybe I would like to learn something about filmmaking, or maybe some music, or maybe some acting, something like that, just for us to have opportunity to sparkle something that maybe, is not at school. Maybe you need to go private, or maybe you need to do somewhere. I think actually it's a good point. I think it could be something, maybe a class weekly, just for, you know
Definitely,
what I mean?
definitely.
I think it would be
Absolutely,
amazing.
because I think I'm quite lucky in that I've always loved film and I've always loved music, but I think
Mhm.
I like a lot of people, a lot of kids especially, don't quite know what they want to do, and they're your formative years, right? So I think it's incredibly important to introduce, something that is quite inaccessible. Filmmaking is an expensive
Yeah,
career, and music is an expensive career. You've got to,
yeah,
buy all the gear, right? And I think introducing, it to them as early as possible, so
yeah.
that they can sort of, collect almost, gear and expertise and skills over the years. I think that's really important. Um, so yeah, I'd say, yeah, I think it's a good point. Yeah.
Not just that, and also would break the stigma about society, that they think, being an artist, it doesn't get money, what I mean. I think if you do that for young age, I think somehow the kids, they would prove to their parents that they can, have professional life. Being an artist could be making movies, or singing, or acting, could be anything related to arts, because still there's stigma, when I think when we are growing up, and we need to follow a career, you need to find something that's gonna, you know work for the rest of our lives. And sometimes
Yeah.
when you say, I'd like to be an artist, I'd like to music, there's always this stigma. Oh, but this is not a profession. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think doing
Definitely.
that very young age, it will break stigma now, for sure. I love it. Great one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Three questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, if you could spend the entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
Entire day with a family member.
Hmm.
I think it's a really hard one because I think I'm very close with a lot of my family. We've got a big family.
Hmm.
I've got a lot of cousins who are kind of like brothers and sisters to me, and I've got a sister as well.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably say my sister. I think we have a lot of fun when we're together. We get on each other's nerves, and I think that's part of the fun.
Of
But
course.
but yeah, I think whatever we're doing, whether it's watching a film or so, we always end up quite like laughing quite hard. And I think um, yeah, I think we get each other with fun to be around each other. So I'd probably say my sister, yeah. But all of my family is I get on well with all of them, and they're all viable candidates. Yeah,
What's the biggest difference between you and your sister and the biggest similarity?
she's ginger, so that's
Oh,
that's
interesting.
honestly that's probably the biggest difference. I think another difference. I think she's probably. I'd say she has a more positive outlook on life. I think that's the main
Mhm.
difference. I think we're very similar in a lot of ways, and I think she is naturally quite positive, and I think maybe
Mhm.
I have a tendency to be a bit more negative. But yeah, I think I on the whole, I think that's a good thing.
I see.
We yeah yeah.
She's, she's younger or older than you?
She's younger, so she's 2 years
Younger.
younger. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Two questions left. Let's do it. Okay, so let's go back to your filmmaker, career. So tell me, do you act as well, or do you just create movies, or just there's your main thing, or sometimes you had the opportunity of doing some acting jobs as well?
So I used to love acting in school. I'm terrible at it. I can safely say I'm awful at acting. I really I haven't kept up with it, and I hate being in front of the camera. Like I really don't. This
Wow,
is me in my most uncomfortable state, to be honest.
wow,
It's like,
you're doing
um,
so well, doing so well
thank
talking about
you,
your
thank you.
career.
That's nice of you to say. Um, the funny thing is, my sister, when growing up, I used to get her to act in all my films, and we'd act together in it. And now
Amazing.
she is an actor now. She's just
Wow.
finished drama school, and she's yeah, like off in London trying to make it as
Oh my God.
same as me with films. So it's very yeah, it's very nice that we've both kind of stuck with
Wow.
something that we love. Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
She's invited for
yeah,
the
no,
Magic Box. Tell her she'd like to participate in an interview. I'd love to have her here on the
absolutely no,
show.
she'd love to
Yeah.
come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend now that you are, you come up with a project, like you're gonna make like a movie, or you're gonna organize like a movie that's you're gonna be on it as well. Okay, you're gonna be part.
Yeah,
You need to be on it because you don't find anyone to fill up your place, or this character. So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna be on it. On this movie, you have the biggest budget in your hand, so you can pay anyone. You don't have money is not a problem for you to create that. Okay, it's
Okay.
a dream, isn't it, to have money for create something.
Yeah, sounds good. It sounds good.
Okay, so you can get anyone, you can cast anyone in the world to play your mom on this project. Also, anyone to play your dad. At the same time, um, actually, your sister gonna be there as well. Your sister's gonna play your sister. Okay,
Okay,
and
okay.
at the same time, you can cast anyone to play your romantic partner, and also you have the biggest budget to get any director or producer in the whole world to help you to put all this project together. So tell me those names.
That's a very good question. Okay, I'd say I think I'd have to go with Carl Pilkington for my dad. He's a great actor and he's very funny and he's quite similar in a lot of ways. I
Uh-huh.
think they're both very funny. Um, my mum, I'd have to probably say, um, I probably have to say, I can't remember her name, Catherine Parkinson. That's it. Catherine Parkinson kind of reminds me of my mum in a lot of ways. She was great in a series called Here We Go in the UK.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, she's very sort of like motherly figure now. I think she's playing Molly Weasley actually in the new Harry Potter series. So
Oh
I'll probably
wow.
get her to play my mum. Romantic partner, probably it would have to be Chloe Grace Moretz. I've been in love with her since I was a kid, so I think
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
And the big boss to help you to
Oh,
put
and the
all.
big boss, yeah, of course, the director. I would probably say Ben Palmer, who's
Yeah.
done a lot of amazing, kind of funny and heartwarming British shows and films. He's done
Oh.
Man Up. He's done a Christmas film called Click and Collect, which is
Okay.
beautiful. So I'd say him. I'd say him. I think that's the right kind of vibe. Yeah.
And talking about movie, tell me a movie that during this Christmas season that for you it's a must. You need to watch it. Could be on the Christmas day or Christmas Eve or before or after, but during this time you need to watch it.
That's a good question. I think I always watch Love Actually every year. I think that's a very feel good film. Um, For me, I always really love uh I really love a film called Anna and the Apocalypse, which is I don't know if anybody's any I mean some people might know it, but it's a zombie Christmas musical. So it's very weird. It's a weird film, but it's just brilliant. It's really funny and like heartwarming and just silly. Um and it's yeah, it's very Christmassy as well. So I think that's the you can have a lot of fun watching that one. So yeah.
Amazing. Next question is, tell me something that you can't live without.
Something I can't live without. I'd probably say music. I think music is
Mhm.
yeah, it's just brilliant. I can't imagine being without it. I can't imagine sort of not playing guitar and I can't imagine not listening to it, you know, not having
Oh,
Spotify. It's just brilliant. It's amazing. Um and yeah, it really can sort of alter your mood, I think. It's as we spoke about,
totally.
it is a form of therapy and I think yeah, so that's kind of life for me, yeah, music, I think.
And what music has taught you so far?
What music has taught me. Um I think it teaches you a lot about, I think it does teach you a lot about yourself. I mean, that's what art is, right? I think it
Yeah,
makes you kind of um, realize truth. And yeah, so I think it tells you a lot about sort of what kind of person you are. You listen to a song and you kind of, I think some lyrics will really resonate with you and you kind of think, oh, why is that? And others maybe don't. And
yeah,
so I think it's really interesting, you know, lyrically, I think what music you listen to can tell you a lot about yourself. And
totally.
yeah, I think it's very interesting. Yeah,
Amazing. Last question. Ready?
I'm
Let's
ready.
do it. Let's dance. Let's do it. Okay, but before the last question, of course, I could see your eyes shining talking about music, how much you appreciate, being in the music industry and express yourself through it. So tell me a moment in your career so far that you're gonna go like, oh my God, this moment I will cherish always, always gonna be close to my heart for any reason.
I think I think the first time one of my songs was played on the radio, I think my aunt. It was when I was 15 years old,
Wow.
and I just recorded this song in my bedroom, and my aunt sort of sent it in to BBC Introducing. Um, and yeah, it was played on the radio, and I think that was it's a very special moment for me. I've had other songs played, you know, since then on BBC Introducing, but I think that first time was very special, and it was kind of a surprise from my aunt. So it was yeah, it was really nice. Yeah.
And why this music? Tell me a little bit more about this music that somehow gave this, beautiful memory that's always gonna be there for you.
So this, I suppose, this song was yeah, I think it was like kind of one of the first songs I'd written, really.
Okay.
It was called Listen to the Sea.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like a yeah, just a it was a very sort of soppy, romantic kind of you know, singer-songwriter vibe, very Ed Sheeran. Um and yeah, I think it's one of those songs that yeah, it just makes me smile, you know, if I do hear it, if I do sort of find it on an old hard drive or something, I will listen to it and it does make me smile because it's, you know, it reminds me where you know, how far I've come with songwriting and producing
Wow.
and guitar playing. But maybe not so much guitar playing, but yeah, I think yeah, it's just very nice to look back at your old stuff and remember sort of your, you know, where you started and how far you've
Wow.
come. Yeah.
If I would ask you to sing a little bit of this song in specific, would be able to do that? I know I didn't ask you to prepare, but would be able
I
just,
I could, yeah. Do you want me to get my guitar? Can
yeah,
I?
you can do it. You
Yeah.
can do it.
I feel a bit weird singing just without a guitar, but I'll be back in a second. Yeah, so it's kind of like a. So maybe I don't know you, maybe you don't know me. We can work this out if we just relax and listen to this. Can you hear the waves crashing on the sand? Can you hear the way that they overlap? That could be you and me if you just relax and listen to the sea with me. something like that.
Amazing. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries.
Amazing. Last question for you is, what scares you the most about your future?
Scares me the most about my future. Oh, a lot of things, I suppose. I think career-wise, AI is like it's just really frightening. For you know,
Good point.
for artists in general, whether that be music, photographers, designers, filmmakers, there is a genuine, very real worry there. Um, so I think that's a scary thing. I'm trying to enjoy, making art and trying to enjoy sort of putting my stuff out there while AI is just still in its kind of infant stage. But I think it is scary. It's a scary thing to think about, and for sure there will be a lot of jobs that that will be handed over to AI. But yeah, so career wise, I think AI. Um, thinking life in general, I think I'm kind of I don't know quite how I envisage myself, in that it's very hard to sort of picture yourself in 20 years time or 10 years
Wow.
time. I don't, that's I find that quite a hard question, in the classic interview question of where do you see yourself in 5 years? I've no clue.
Hmm.
I really don't know. I didn't see myself doing wedding videos, 5 years ago. I would have said no. I don't think I'd enjoy that. So I think it's both sort of scary and very exciting, not quite knowing where you're going to be in 5 years' time. I think for me, um, I'd like to have, be slightly better with money, have a little bit more money maybe in my pocket. Um, and I just hope that yeah, I suppose I'm a little happier, having a little better of a life. I suppose that's all you can hope for. But yeah, I suppose that's scary and exciting, not knowing where you're going to be. Yeah.
Jacob, I love your answer. I love your answer. And actually, I'm going to tell you something very interesting right now, this moment. You literally inspired me right this moment for me to add something to my show for the Magic Box. Just because your answer, oh my God, I listened to you and you inspired me to add something to the interview that I'm going to do now quite often just because of you. You're going to remember now. Yeah. Wow. So, based on your answer, let's say this interview is going to be, this memory is going to be forever now. I think that's
Yeah.
the beauty of the show. I love that. Let's say in 100 years' time, people gonna be I'm getting emotional because you just literally gave me an idea for me now to be on the show, and such a great idea. I'm gonna start asking this question now, for people, for my people who comes to the show, because this, is gonna be here forever. So in 100 years time, people gonna be watching this interview, not gonna be here anymore. So tell me a message that you'd like to people watching this interview in the future, about anything about your life, everything about life overall, right now that we are living. What would you say?
Message to the people in the future. I'd
For the
say
future. Yeah, they're gonna be watching now, like in a big screen. Imagine they showing the interview in a big screen for thousands of people watching just to see how we, approach life at the moment. Imagine the future. What would you say about, leaving a message for people in the future?
I'd probably say it's a tricky one. It's a good one. I think I think it's just yeah, it's very interesting. I think I'm very interested in how technology is progressing, and I mean, I assume it blows your mind as well because it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
insane how, AI, I mean, it was around a few years ago, but it's just completely taken over in the last few years. It's scary, but also, but
yeah,
captivated as well watching it.
yeah.
It's insane seeing how it's taken off and other bits of tech and stuff. And
Wow.
I'd be very interested to sort of see where that goes in the future and how technology progresses. When will we start integrating it,
Yeah,
in humans and
totally.
sci-fi stuff like that? It's not far off. So I think, yeah, I think that's
Wow.
yeah,
Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks for the inspiration. And I'm gonna add that to the show
no
from now on.
worries.
because I would like people to leave their message or something for the. Imagine in the future people watch this interview and maybe they're gonna use it for doing their dissertation in university based on that. You never
Very
know.
true.
You know what I mean? I love it. Thanks for that. I remember that for sure. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm gonna say some words, just some one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay,
Okay.
let's start with money.
I'm gonna say I was gonna say happiness, which is really awful, but I think I've
No,
got to say it. And I think when people say money can't buy you happiness, I do disagree to an extent. I think it is, you know, the root of evil to some extent, but I do think that we're living in a time, especially now, where it is so expensive to live, and
yeah, yeah.
I think having money does allow you, does afford you to have a happier life. So I think just just explaining my answer there, I think I've dug myself a bit of a hole. But I think yeah, I
Happiness for money.
audio
Okay,
association. I think yeah,
not
that wasn't the best start, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah,
of course, absolutely. I think money, it's good, it's great. Money is not, we shouldn't be shy to say that we love money. Money is essential,
yeah,
brings opportunities, gives you,
absolutely.
open a lot of doors. However, it's just the balance as well. Just it
It's
cannot
absolutely a
take you
balance. Yeah.
ever. I think,
I wish it wasn't essential. I wish money wasn't
and
essential.
absolutely,
Unfortunately, it's the world we live
absolutely. And it's great to have money. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we
in.
work hard, we go, and it's amazing. I think money, it's a great thing. You just need to be careful because can be intrigue, can be difficult for us if you don't know how to manage. I get your point.
Definitely.
One word for fear.
Fear. I'm gonna say anxiety, or other sort of
One word.
mental health. I suppose. I mean, it's two words, but
Okay.
double barrel, double barrel.
It's
Mental health. Yeah, I think
okay. Family,
love.
life,
Yeah,
life.
life. I'd say music. Music.
Okay. Religion.
I'd say belief. I think religion is. I'm not religious, but I have belief, and
Okay.
I think we all believe in something. Yeah.
One word.
One word. Belief.
Love.
Loss.
Politics.
Power.
Sex.
I'd say love again. Yeah, love.
Okay. Friendship.
Can't say love again. Uh, friendship. Laugh.
Okay.
Laugh.
Desire.
Desire. Passion.
Regret.
Guilt.
Success.
Power. Again.
Wish.
I've said it before. Wish. Hope.
Happiness. Money. I'm joking.
No, I'm going to say something else. No, money's awful. Happiness. I've got to say um, compassion. I think
Okay.
compassion.
One word for Devon.
One word for Devon. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
One word for England.
Divided.
Okay. One word for filmmaker.
Storyteller.
And the last one now, music. One word.
Life. I got to go. Bring it full circle. Bring it full circle. And music is life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's let's pretend I'm going to meet your girlfriend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, "Tell me the most beautiful thing about Jacob. What should say about you?"
I think she's sort of said this before. I think she said like my empathy,
Mhm.
and we laugh together. So I think she'd probably say uh, when he tries to be funny. I think I think kindness and comedy. I think that's kind of why we sort of love each other. Yeah.
And if I'd ask her something that Jacob needs to improve, what do you think she would say? You need to work on to improve about yourself.
Um, probably yeah, probably being like a hothead and jumping to you know uh yeah, I'm very quick to get sort of passionate and like maybe a bit too negative or too angry about things.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think she'd probably say that. I think like just work on being maybe a bit more of an optimist. I think everyone who knows me will probably say that as well. Yeah.
What's your star sign astrology, Jacob?
What's my star sign? I'm an Aquarius.
Aquarius. Okay.
Aquarius.
Let's play now, Jacob, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, but before you ask me the question, 2016 is knocking the door, it's almost here. So tell me, if you could define 2025 in one word, what that would be.
2025 in one word. I think crazy. It's just been like roller coaster maybe is a better word. It's just been it's gone by so fast, and it's just been a series of ups and downs. It has been so weird. It's just been I can't believe that it's just been 1 year, and
I
yet
know.
it feels like a month, but so much has happened. So it's yeah, it has flown by. So yeah, I think roller coaster is an apt sort of word to describe it. Yeah.
Okay. You can ask me a question now, Jacob.
So like being a big fan of I just love comedy. I love to laugh, and I love, my hero is Carl Pilkington. And I think it's very important. And as I said earlier, I think that's kind
Hmm.
of like the meaning of life for me. Really, um, is kindness and happiness and joy and laughter. So, what makes you laugh more than anything in the world? What or who? What makes you laugh? What is your sort of source of joy and laughter?
What a great question. What a great question. And I'm going to be very honest with you. The first thing that came to my mind, it's myself. I laugh about myself every day. Literally, I catch myself laughing when I do mistakes, when I'm silly. I'm a silly person. Literally, my close friends, they go like, "Oh my God, Will, you're so silly. Where do you find those things?" Sometimes I say things that, I always make, I find a joke in anything. There's always I find a moment where I can trick someone, or my friends were talking sometimes serious and I start laughing like, oh my God, we're talking serious. I said, I know, but your face is so serious that made me laugh. So there is always something that it gets me. It gets me. Sometimes I find myself laughing with myself. It happens a lot, Jacob. Sometimes I'm, going to the cinema or I come back home or going to the gym or working out, and sometimes I just start laughing because I think I'm putting myself in situations that I feel embarrassed or I feel silly or I feel. So I think I'm the main person who I take make fun of myself like 100 times, like a lot. So yeah, I think I'm the one. I'm so lucky for that. I feel grateful because I find laugh like fun things just about me being myself, and sometimes I get myself in situations that sometimes even when I'm in a hard situation, sometimes when I'm over it, I go like, oh my God, how did you, be in that situation? How did you do that? And I start laughing. One point, or at least smile. I start smiling about myself. So yeah, that will be my answer for you. And I could tell you, I have so many people around me that they're funny, and I love that. However, I find myself laughing genuinely or smiling when I think about myself or the things that I do silly every day. So yeah. I'm not a comedian, that's for sure. I'm not a comedian. I wasn't born for that. I cannot be a comedian. However, I find myself like laughing for nothing sometimes, literally. Yeah, good question.
That's really good. I really wasn't expecting that answer because it's very honest, and I think it's really nice that you have
Yeah,
like yourself as a source of joy. It's that
totally
obviously you're like very you've worked on self-love, which is lovely to see because
amazing.
I
Oh,
think that is a rare thing. I think that's a very rare thing where
oh,
someone
thank
is
you.
yeah
Did you enjoy the interview?
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Very yeah, very interesting questions.
Thanks
Um,
again. Thanks
yeah.
again, Jacob. I love to see passionate people on the show. And you are so young. My God, you're so young, and you have this mindset about going after your dreams, about your music, filmmaking. You're an artist, and I love to see those people when they spark at that very young age, and you are just follow your intuition. You're going after your dreams. So keep going, and I think that's the way to be. Yeah, I think that's keep going. Thanks again for the interview. Thanks for being so kind and accepting the invitation. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think I think it's a really sort of simple one, and like one that everyone sort of learns in primary school, but it is kind of I just think it's so true. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Yes.
I think it just gets lost like
Yeah,
in today's society, and and you know it's very easy to make fun of something like that because it's been ingrained in us from since we were young. But I think people forget it. Um,
totally.
yeah, and it's not innate, and it's something that we all have to work on, like respect, and but I think it's the most important thing. So yeah.
Amazing. Very good. Thanks again. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year for
Oh,
you
thank
and
you
your
so much.
family, your
Yeah,
girlfriend, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay? Take
thank you,
care.
thank you.
Bye
All right,
bye.
thanks very much. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.